What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show here with yours truly, Vegas Al, ready to break down January 9th action here. A nice little Friday slate we got. We got a college football semifinal game here to break down, find out who will play those Miami Hurricanes here in the national championship. We'll get into some college basketball, some NBA, and of course, a small little slate on the ice here in the NHL. We'll give you some picks there as well, right here on the Look Ahead Show, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 at midnight on the East Coast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe here before we get into this action. The Look Ahead Show here on Tony's Picks here with yours truly, Vegas Al. We're going to get into it here. Start off here with the college football game. I'm not going to give you guys a side here. I have a side up on the site already. Go scoop it up. Been a little bit of a solid college football run, 15-12 last 30 days. Again, just cashed on Miami Hurricanes minus 3.5. Yes, I had to sweat it. Had to get a little lucky there at the end. Don't get me wrong, but we'll take a win however we can get it. Here in this one, you got two top defenses. I mean, what is it? 11 points per game. Indiana's allowing 15 points per game. Oregon's allowing two massively overrated quarterbacks as far as these guys are going to be NFL top 5 picks. And I think whoever drafts these guys are surely going to be mistaken. Will set their franchise back a decade, maybe a half decade here, especially Fernando Mendoza. Not in love with what he's done in big games. I get it. He has this Indiana program undefeated. One of the biggest, corniest dudes out there. Dante Moore, again, 5-star all-world athlete coming out. Could have gone to any school he chose. Decided to go to UCLA to play early. Flopped on his face. Now he's at Oregon with a bunch of talent around him. Haven't been impressed with what he's got. So I'll give you guys both of those quarterbacks to throw an interception. Going up against two defenses here that are also ranked, top 15 in turnover margin or creating turnovers. So that's what I'll give in this one. I do have a pick on a side on the site. Again, link in the description here. Can't give you guys everything. That's all I got to say. We got college basketball now. Miami, Ohio, and Toledo here in this one. An undefeated Miami, Ohio squad. When I look here, I was expecting Toledo to get more than this 1.5 point line I'm seeing here. Interesting game. At the end of the day, I do think Toledo's a little bit live. Would have liked to get more points with them. That's why I'm not rushing to the window to back them. But I'm not mad at anybody here wanting to get on Toledo. 7-3 ATS-wise in their last, 10 meetings versus Miami, Ohio. Average line they've had to lay in the last 6 occasions here versus Miami, Ohio is minus 11.5. Obviously, a whole different creature here, what they're dealing with in this Miami, Ohio squad. One of the top teams scoring-wise, shooting the three. Obviously undefeated and have been a juggernaut. But there's still some pieces on this Toledo squad. Leroy Blyden, Sonny Wilson, Kyler Vanderjagt, almost 40% from three. Those three guys are going to have a big night if you want to back Toledo. But yeah, forced to play this one. I would be on the 1.5 here with those Toledo Rockets. Possibly an outright upset. Give Miami, Ohio their first loss of the season. All right, on to the next one. We got Cleveland State and Oakland. 14.5 I'm seeing here. Oakland's laying a big number. I kind of get it. Cleveland's 0-7 on the road this year. Neither team playing great defense, either bottom 350, both teams in the country. But like I said, Cleveland's 7 straight road losses to open the year up, 3-7 in their last 10 games, and a big difference in the turnover ratio here, basketball-wise. You got Oakland being top 50 here in turnovers, and then Cleveland State in the bottom 300 in turnovers, not protecting the basketball. Oakland a little bit better ATS-wise this year. They're on a 4-1 run. Last 5 games ATS-wise, 9-6 ATS-wise on the spread. I get it. It's a giant number. I'd only be looking Oakland's way in this one. We got Wright State, Detroit Mercy here. You got Wright State. I'm seeing laying 5.5 points. Let me confirm that. I might have risen a little bit. Wright State here will be laying. One second. Everything takes forever. Yeah, 5.5 points. Total 147.5. When I look here at this one, the better shooting team is Wright State. Detroit and also better defensive rating, coming off 4 straight wins as well. Detroit Mercy 318th in the nation in true shooting percentage, not taking great shots as well. Top 50 in steals is this Wright State team. Top 50 again in steals, while Detroit Mercy is a bottom 200 team in turnovers, not protecting the basketball. Wright State, you look at them here, 9-1 in their last 10 games straight up, 7-2-1 ATS-wise, covering some spreads, but so is Detroit Mercy here. They're on a 7-1 ATS run, 6-1 ATS-wise when priced as an underdog. But when you look head-to-head historically versus Wright State, they're 1-6 here. Last 7 games versus Wright State. I get it. Wright State's laying a little bit, but I can only look Wright State's way here again, and Detroit Mercy just sloppy play all year long. A lot of people love to fade me on the channel, on the site here. Go ahead and keep fading me. I find it hilarious. It's pretty obvious that you're doing it too. Can't even come up with an actual write-up in your picks, yet real confident to take the other side there. It's going to keep biting you guys in the ass at the end of the day. All right, on to the next one. We got Canisius and Manhattan. Canisius here, 1-7 on the road this year. Been a team I do not want to back. 360th in the nation, points per game, a slow pace as well. 270th in the nation in free throw percentage. When you look, Manhattan's a top 25 team in free throw percentage. Both teams, however, last 5 games, 4-1 to the number. Just Manhattan, again, 8-1 this year, 8 ATS-wise at home. You look how Manhattan's played historically versus Canisius here at home, and they're actually 1-6 ATS-wise, but this Canisius squad almost unbackable this year. Would not mind laying. I see now 6.5 here with Manhattan. That would be where I would look. We got Rider and Fairfield here in this one. I was expecting Fairfield to possibly lay double digits. I'm seeing -8.5, total 143.5. Not one statistic in the sport of basketball that Fairfield doesn't outrank Rider in. It's just been a brutal season so far for Rider. 1-12. They're 0-8 on the road this year. 10 straight losses for Rider. The non-conference, though, has just been brutal. I could argue a little bit tougher than what Fairfield had to go up against. And Fairfield 3-9-1 ATS-wise last 12. Fairfield not much better, 4-9 to the number in their last 13 games. These 2 guards here, Flash Burton, again, that's a cool name for Rider. Flash Burton, Zion Cruz, not scared to shoot the ball from 3. Don't get me wrong, they're shooting around 25% from behind the arc, but almost due at this point to at least cover a spread. Would I have liked to get double digits with Rider? Yes. I actually can see this one going over the total as well. I see a very light total, a 143, 142. I was expecting possibly one in the 130s, but I still think they can get over the 143 here. I think Rider finally gets some shots to fall down. That'll force Fairfield's hand at playing at a fast pace here. I like the over, and I still like Rider to stick around here in this one, plus the 8. All right. We got Niagara and Iona here in this one. I got a pick up on the site here on this one. Go scoop it up. Link in the description. That's all I'll say on that one. We got Merrimack and Siena here in this one. Siena, I'm seeing here laying the 5.5, total 132.5. Both of these teams almost real small, slow pace here. Siena a little bit the better shooting team, and more willing to shoot more threes. But when I look, that's actually the Merrimack side that's a little bit more willing to shoot threes. But the size advantage is here with this Siena squad. I actually think this 7-footer, I was looking at the roster, Riley Mulvey, is due for a big day, especially against Merrimack. Again, one of the taller players on their team is only 6'8". I expect the 7-footer for Siena to have an impact in this one. What do you look at? When I look here, Siena 6-3 ATS run, Merrimack's also on a 5-1 ATS run. 8-1 though is Siena last 9 games playing as a favorite. Yes, I could see them covering this spread. I really do like an under in this one as well, though, just the pace that these two teams play at. Not necessarily in love with. Again, it would be forced to play. It'd be Siena and under in this one. We got St. Peter's and Mount St. Mary's. I was seeing here Mount St. Mary's laying -1.5. Yep, total 137.5. St. Peter's, 3 straight wins, hold all the advantages in as far as rankings in shooting, steals, turnovers, offensive and defensive ratings. Fresh off a win against Marist, who I hold some stock in. Marist is a top 5 defensive team in the country. I get they play in a small conference, but you still got to give that some respect. When you look here, Mount St. Mary's, though, has played a tough non-conference schedule. West Virginia, Maryland, Cincinnati, Ohio State played competitive against Maryland, went to overtime here. St. Petersburg, a little bit lighter of a non-conference. They did play Seton Hall, VCU, Georgetown. Didn't really compete with any of those teams outside of Georgetown, and I'm not in love with Georgetown this year. Mount St. Mary's, though, being at the bottom of this MAAC conference, looking up at St. Peter's, who's undefeated in this conference. I can see them biting down at home here. Kind of believe what this line is telling us here, -1.5. Again, Mount St. Mary's 5-1 ATS-wise when playing as a favorite in their last 6 occasions. Also, 5 straight Friday night losses for Mount St. Mary's. Expect that to start going the other way at some point. But St. Peter's has been on a nice little run as well. They're 5-0 against the number last 5 games. But when you look, 2-9 on the road in their last 11 road games. I like Mount St. Mary's. There's enough stats going their way here. And the line being a -1.5 is telling you all you need to know here in this one. Give me Mount St. Mary's. I'm sure tons of people will be on St. Peter's tomorrow. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. IU Indy, Green Bay here. When I look, Green Bay laying the 7.5 points. We got a total of 8.5 points now. Total 162.5. Ridiculous fast-paced IU Indy plays. I could call it junk volume, garbage basketball they play. Gottlieb's defense, though, this Green Bay defense, 330th in the nation, worries me. I just think at the end of the day, they play more disciplined style basketball. A little bit better shot selection. IU Indy's going to shoot or highly contested threes from almost 30 feet out. Again, not scared to shoot the three. A top 25 team as far as attempts and threes and whatnot, and still only hitting 31%. It's almost laughable, this IU Indy 7 seconds or less type system that they try to play with. All they do is get ran out of the gym week in, week out. Automatic fade type team this is. When you look at IU Indy, 6 straight losses on the road. IU Indy is 6-1 against the number on Friday nights. On the road, though. Friday night road games, IU Indy has been kind of lit, 6-1 against the number. You are catching some points with them. But when you look how they've played against Green Bay, and Green Bay historically has not been this juggernaut in the past by any means. 3-7 ATS-wise last 10 meetings versus Green Bay. Green Bay's on a 5-1 ATS run at home. Also 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games. I would trust the Gottlieb, like I said, to protect the basketball here a little bit better as well. There's discrepancies in that. Top 80 in the country here in turnovers compared to a 285th for IU Indy against sloppy, laughable, joking joke of a program IU Indy is. Yes, I'm in a feisty mood, if you guys can tell today. Give me Green Bay here. I'll lay it. We got NKU versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee, I'm seeing here laying to 3.5 points. Total 154.5. We got another fool's gold team here in Northern Kentucky. 3 non-Division I games here to pad their non-conference record. I'm not going to count that. They're 9-5 this year, not 12-5. Milwaukee, on the other hand, lost their best piece, this Seth Hubbard, but Danilo Janovic here will be one of the bigger guys on the court. Big size advantage for Milwaukee. Expect 20-plus points out of him. He can shoot the three. A guy like Faison Fields here coming off the bench, 6'10", only adds more depth, more size for Milwaukee. And then a guard that stepped up here recently in place of Seth Hubbard has been this Isaiah Dorcius. 14 points, 13 points last couple games, playing well over 30 minutes. Will step in and fill Seth Hubbard's shoes. Real nice. Again, Milwaukee 7-3 head-to-head versus this NKU team. Last 10 meetings, 6-4 to the number in those last 10 meetings. Got no problem laying the small number at home here with Milwaukee. We'll lay the 3.5 in that one. We got Akron, Bowling Green here in this one. Another sneaky good one here. I was expecting Bowling Green to get a little bit more than 3.5 points. Both teams play at an insane fast pace. Akron almost 95 points per game. A little bit of the better shooting numbers and rebounding numbers. A serious big three in Tavari Johnson, Amani Lyles, and Shemaiah Scott here. Those three have been big time for this Akron program this season. And then the Mahaffey brothers, these two guys, 6'6", 6'7" wings here. 6 rebounds per game as well. Can play the D on the perimeter. Can shoot the three. I like this Akron squad, actually. Bowling Green has some size, though. They have 4 guys, 6'9" to 6'10", to match up here with Akron. Javante Campbell and Sam Towns being the 2 leading scorers. A nice little pick-and-roll game those two have. And then a Mayor Wohl here on the wing, a 6'9", flexible-type forward. This one's going to be a little bit of a tough one for me to call. Both teams on a 2-4 ATS run last 6 games. Akron, however, 10-4 last 14 games versus Bowling Green. Bowling Green historically is not the greatest of basketball programs. I will admit they've stepped up this year. But 17-3 Akron is on the road historically versus Bowling Green. Bowling Green's 1-4 ATS-wise in their last 5 home games this season. Akron 9-3 on the road last 12 games. Some things pointing in Akron's direction. You're not getting the big number that I was expecting, a -7 here. To get -3.5 with those Akron Zips. We'll be zipping it up. Give me Akron here, -3.5. USC, Minnesota here in this one. Tricky one. I wanted USC. I felt like USC's due here. But let's just look at how they've played. They got buried in Michigan by Michigan State and the Michigan Wolverines. Couldn't cover those big numbers. When you look here, Minnesota's fresh off that upset win here to number 19, Iowa. You look at these 2 guys here, Jaden Crocker Johnson and Cade Tyson, 2 6'8", 6'9" forwards who can put the ball on the floor, shoot the three. Also a big-time performance against Iowa for this guard here, Langston Reynolds, a 22-point night here, averaging 10 points per game, only expecting an increase in production out of him. I don't know. When you look here, Minnesota's undefeated at home, 9-0. Not looking to step in front of them. Again, they've beaten in Indiana. They've beaten in Iowa already this year at home. USC, 3rd straight road game. Already said it, 2 blowouts there to Michigan and Michigan State. USC might have a little bit of a size advantage, obviously, with the Baker Masara, even at the guard spot being like 6'7". Alsor, Coffey, Brownwell, all of those guys, 6'9", 6'10". Even Rodney Rice being a 6'5" guard. Had me looking USC's way, but USC, look, 1-4 ATS-wise last 5 games, 1-8 against the number in their last 9 road games. And then I look just recent history, the last 3 times these 2 teams have played each other, because, again, USC still fairly new to the Big Ten. USC's 0-3 against the number here to Minnesota, and they're catching 4.5 points average line in those 3 games. Well, what number do we have here? I'm seeing Minnesota here as the, 4.5 point favorite. What do you know? Give me Minnesota here, minus the 4.5. Not going to lie, I would have took it a little bit earlier. I did see 3.5, 2.5s, but either way, I'd be on those Golden Gophers here in this one. All right, final college basketball game of the night. We got UNLV taking on Colorado State here. Total 151.5. Colorado State laying the 7.5 points. Player to keep an eye out on is this Kyle Jorgensen here for Colorado State. Game time decision now with the knee. hasn't played in the last couple games here. It's been a big piece missing for this Colorado State squad. I could argue a little bit fraudulent as well when you looked at the non-conference schedule that they had to play. UNLV here with some talent still on this roster. Still the Arizona transfer, Emmanuel Stephen, is now back. 6th game he's played this year. Nice 7-footer. I think, again, we'll have a size advantage that they could take advantage of here versus Colorado State. When you look historically in these matchups, UNLV is actually 8-3 to the number last 11 meetings versus Colorado State. They've played well in Mountain West Conference games. Last 13 games, they're 9-4 straight up. Colorado State's been impressive as well, though, but a lot of this dates back to last season. Obviously, they had that kid Clifford on the squad, a big-time player now in the pros. But Colorado State 15-5 against the number last 20 games. They're also 11-3 ATS-wise in their last 14 Mountain West Conference games. Just to get some points with UNLV, it's ugly. I'm holding my nose. Yes, this is the one I expect a lot of people to fade on this one too here as well, thinking I'm being a homer. We'll go ahead, have some fun, lay 7.5 points here with the very fraudulent Colorado State squad who misses this Kyle Jorgensen. If Kyle Jorgensen isn't playing, I think it still spells trouble for this Colorado State Rams squad. Again, I'll be on the UNLV Rebels here, plus the 7.5 in this one. All right, right on over to hockey here. Capitals and Blackhawks. I'm looking here at Capitals, the minus 150 favorite. Total 55. Jesus, can't read. Total 5.5 here. Capitals are, again, the 150 favorites. When I look here, Thompson and Spencer Knight here expected in goal. I see, this New Year madness has been with the Blackhawks here, playing really good hockey, 4 straight wins like this. I expect, I'm drawing a blank here. Washington to kind of step up here. They haven't been playing well. 4-10 in their last 14 games. 1-6 in their last 7 on the road. You look at how they played against the Western Conference in their last 6 games. 1-5 against the West Conference. Blackhawks, meanwhile, on a 4-1 run. Again, undefeated so far in 2026. But the Blackhawks have struggled themselves versus the Eastern Conference. 1-7 in their last 8 games versus the East. When you look head-to-head, historically, last 10 meetings, Washington has the advantage here, 6-4 versus these Blackhawks. I get it, you're laying a little bit of juice, but enough is enough. Blackhawks get shut down here, finally get a stop to this hot little winning streak they have. Give me the Capitals here in this one. Fade that one as well. Go for it. We got Kings and Jets here in this one. I know a bunch of people took those Oilers tonight. Bravo. Yeah. Oh, my God. You did something there. Bet with no balls is what you did. But, it worked out for you. Good for you. But at the end of the day, I still think I got to actually agree with the people that did that tonight here. I probably should have been on the Oilers. But, again, I thought it was a Jets spot. They were competitive in the game. 4-3? Got away from there at the end. I could argue the Jets might be due here on a back-to-back. But right now the Kings, they won 3-0 here against the Jets earlier this year in November. It was only 3rd game of the year. Again, back-to-back spot for Winnipeg, who's lost 12 straight games. Feels like they're due. But I don't know. This one I'm not rushing to the window to bet. I'll let the people hop on the Kings and probably let this one pass. But again, I like betting with balls here. A lot better to do that than to be on the safe side. But anyways, that's how I feel about that one. We got Blues and Mammoth here in this one. The Blue Mammoth. I got a pick on the site here in this one. Not going to give you any information. Go scoop this up on the site. Link in the description. I'll show you guys how I did today at the end of the show. We got some NBA to break down here. Raptors and Celtics. Celtics, the 8.5 point favorite here. When I look here, total as well. Total was low, 224.5. Now it's actually starting to rise. Opened at 223. I wanted the under, but I wanted the under at 231. I won't budge. If it's not 231, I'm not touching the under. So that's how I feel about that. And then when I look here, no Ingram or Barnes possible here for Toronto. Big red flag. Obviously, Toronto's got it done for us the other night there against the Hornets. But look, Boston won the first 2 meetings this year. I don't expect them here to lay an egg. 4-2 ATS wise, last 6. So is Toronto actually. But Boston's won 7 straight in the Garden versus Toronto. When I look, all of their 11 victories or their last 11 victories, Boston have all been by double digits. I get if they've lost some games in between. I even called them a G League team the other night when we took those Nuggets. But I actually think these Celtics here bounce back big against Toronto. Again, double-digit win for the Celtics in this one. But I have a rule. I don't like laying anything. So will I be betting this one? Maybe not. But I'm just telling you, I probably need to just to put my money where my mouth is here. But I'm just telling you, I like the Celtics here in this one. We've got Pelicans. We got Wizards. Wizards now with Trae Young, a nice new acquisition. Haters can hate. I've always liked Trae Young's game. Would have liked a spot for him on the Knicks to roll alongside Jalen Brunson. I don't give a crap about defense. This is the 2026 NBA now. Defense optional. Shooting the 3 and scoring, yes, that's what we need. Don't get me wrong. Come fourth quarter, crunch time, yes, you need to get those stops. But I think at the end of the day, it's a nice piece for the Wizards to pick up. Is it going to make me just automatically start betting on him here? Probably not. But when you look at the Pelicans, maybe this is the team to fade here. They're on an 0-5 ATS run, 9 straight losses. When you look, the Wizards are 9-3 in their last 12 meetings at home versus New Orleans. Maybe even an over 237. I will admit Pelicans have sometimes been sneaking under the total, though. I'd rather just lay it here with the Wizards. Just the good vibes here with Trae Young on the team now. We'll see if he even plays. I did see he was questionable here with a quadriceps. So there you have it in that one. We got Sixers and Magic here in this one. When you look at the 76ers, better shooting numbers, a little bit healthier as well. Both of the Wagner brothers still out. I'm seeing here for the Magic. When you look, 76ers won earlier in the year 136-124. Magic just won the most recent matchup, 144-103. But, Sixers were missing some pieces in that game. 76ers are 4-1 ATS last 5. You look 14-6 to the number last 20 occasions here versus the Magic. Magic aren't playing that well against the number. 1-5 run they are last 6 games. And then how they've been playing against fellow Eastern Conference opponents. They're 1-7 in their last 8 Eastern Conference games. Give me these 76ers here to roll and a Tyrese Maxey 30-plus point performance here in this one. We got Clippers, Nets. When I look at this one here, I'm seeing Clippers laying the 2.5 points here against the Nets. Absolute trap line, it feels like. Not confident betting this game. All the numbers still point to Clippers on a 7-2 ATS run their last 9 games. You look at the Nets, they're 3-8 versus the Western Conference in their last 11 meetings versus the West. 3-8 to the number. Nets are also 5-12 to the number on Friday nights. You know they like to get their party on. They're in Brooklyn. But the thing that worries me about the Clippers is the very next night they play Detroit. I think much more interested in playing versus these Pistons who have just been whooping up on everybody, covering double-digit spreads. I don't know. Do you guys believe in look-aheads? I do. Clippers possibly in this situation. A game I'm not rushing to the window to bet. If you take the look-ahead scare thing out of it, I think you got to take the Clippers. But again, I'm not going to bet it because of that reason there. But tread lightly there. All right, we got OKC and these Grizzlies here. Still an ugly injury report here on both sides. OKC obviously not playing the greatest of basketball as of late. 3-6 ATS last 9. Almost dropped it to the Jazz the other night. Dropped it outright to the Hornets the other night. I could argue this might be a little buy a low price here with the Thunder. I was seeing a 4.5. Let me make sure this number's still there. Yes, 4.5, total 229.5. I think the OKC Thunder finally get it done here. When you look head-to-head historically, the Grizzlies, they've won 10 straight. OKC has versus these Grizzlies. They've also gone 8-2 ATS-wise against the Grizzlies, mostly laying some points as well versus them. So, again, give me OKC here in this one to bounce back, get right here on for OKC. We got Hawks, Nuggets here in this one. Nuggets -3. I'm seeing total 234.5, 236.5 now. And the Nuggets are now only -1.5. The injury report here in this one, I was seeing just Jamal Murray and the G League squad here is basically what we're going to get. Jamal Murray's game time. We'll see if McCollum plays the new acquisition. I don't care really about Corey Kispert, but we'll see if McCollum plays here for the Hawks. When I look at the numbers here, Nuggets have dominated this head-to-head. Obviously, it hasn't been the G League team. It's been a Jokic, Aaron Gordon, MK, Michael Porter Jr. type Nuggets squad with these 8-2 ATS last 10 meetings versus Hawks. Stat that I'm naming here, but I still think, again, this Nuggets team has been proving some people wrong. Next man up. These G League guys want to have a spot on the roster come playoff time, and you add in Jokic in the fold of things. I think Nuggets are a super big-time dark horse. That nobody's giving them the real respect they deserve. I think they can win this whole thing. Got no problem laying a 1.5 here versus this Hawks squad. When you look at, again, 0-5 to the number is this Hawks squad last 5 meetings versus Denver. Have lost 6 straight versus Denver. Give me the Nuggets here in this one -1.5. We got Knicks and Suns here in this one. I was expecting Knicks to be laying 5.5, 6.5 points. Instead, they're only laying 1.5 on the road. Might be a little bait line-ish, but I don't care. I'll take the bait here with the Knicks. I just think just a clearly better team. Top 5 offensively in the NBA. A little bit more efficient as well shooting. 7-9 on the road this year. Yes, they can improve upon that. Knicks also on a 2-10 ATS run. But again, they're not laying a big number here. Suns are on an 11-1 ATS run last 12 games. But I can't trust the Suns here when they play these tougher Eastern Conference teams. 2-7 against the number versus the East. And then Knicks in their last 5 meetings in Phoenix, they're 4-1 to the number. Give me Knicks here to get this one done here. They actually paid us out the other night against the Clippers too. Love the Knicks here in this one. Give me those Knicks minus the 1.5. I keep thinking it's the 6.5. 1.5 on these Knicks. We got Kings, Warriors. I'll be short and sweet with this one. Both teams on a 1-5 ATS run. Obviously, Warriors playing the better offense and defense. Top 7 defensive rating for this Warriors squad. You look Sacramento, 27th in defensive rating. It's hard to trust them, hard to back them, but you are getting 13.5 points with them. That's where I'd look. I don't know if the Warriors feel like blowing out this team here. They might just lean on the defense in what could be a little bit of a lower scoring game. I expect a little bit better showing defensively out of this Kings squad, especially with Reynaud now protecting the rim, a young rookie here out of Stanford. I like his double-double prop, points and rebounds prop, Maxime Reynaud for the Kings here in this one. All right, we got a couple more NBA games, and then we're out of here. We got Blazers, Rockets here. Blazers with the upset victory last time out, 103-102. No Alperen Sengun here for the Rockets. I think it's a big piece still missing. Haven't been playing well with him out of the lineup. 1-4 ATS-wise their last 5. Portland's on a 6-1 ATS run last 7 games. Also the more profitable team against the number this season, 21-16 to the number this year, are those Portland Trailblazers. Got no problem going to them again here in the back-to-back spot here, or at least 2-game set here versus the Rockets. Give me the Blazers here in this one. Final game of the night. Probably the best game of the night here for me, at least. We got Bucks and Lakers. We're taking the Bucks here plus the points. I think they obviously can win this one outright. I just think we got a fourth seed complacent Lakers squad here. Reeves is going to be sitting out. Hachimura sitting out. I'm seeing LeBron now possibly sitting out. You know he doesn't like to check Giannis Antetokounmpo. Anytime he has a dog across from him, he always like to cower it out. LeBron James, one of the more overrated players in the history of basketball. Cry me a river if you don't agree with me. I don't care. Bucks 4-1 ATS last 5 games versus these Lakers in LA. 12-6 last 18 games versus the Lakers. Got no problem fading the Nepo baby. Give me the Bucks here on the money line as well in this one. All right, let's read the comments and then I'll get on out of here. I got Sonny here. I was down with you on that Michigan State pick. They might have covered with 7-minute scoring. I didn't even wind up betting it. You guys know the rule. I don't like laying those double-digit stuff. I just tell you who I like and basically to stay away because I would lean favorite there. That's how I chose to attack that game. Didn't even bet it. Shout out to anybody who just openly likes to fade me and happen to get the sunshine on their wrong ass there on that one. Somebody here saying they subscribed. Shout out to you. Love the subscription there. Keep them coming. We put our heart and soul to this, not just myself, all of the cappers here on the site. Let me show you how today went, and then I will get on out of here. Well, first off, the volume has been huge. Huge. We're 60 wins, 61 losses, 1 push to open up the year. That's why you don't see a yearly profit yet. We're still technically about a unit and a half back. We're going to get in the green tomorrow. I lightened up the load, 8 plays. That's a light load for me. Again, we had 19 plays the other day. We had 13 plays in today. You guys want to know how I did? Well, let's go check out the leaderboard. On the leaderboard here in this, I believe I went 8-5 atop of the leaderboard. If this thing will load. 1 second. Everything taking forever. Oh, excuse me. I went 9-5 because I don't even need a 9-5. Who needs a 9-5 when you're going 9-5? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? Who needs the 9-5 when you go 9-5? You feel me? It's right there. I'm trying to show you what's up. Look at my NBA run in the last 30 days. Looks like I'm number 1. Looks like I'm number 1. You got Bitler here doing his thing. Bitler's one of the more respected cappers on the site. Chris up here. Zawacki's up here. Yours truly sitting at number 1 last 30 days in the NBA. You could call it luck. You could call it hate. I don't give a crap because I'm feeling great. That's all I got to say about that. On a run. Hop up on the site. Link in the description. But that's about all I got for you guys here on Tony's Picks Look Ahead Show. Best of luck to everybody tomorrow. Again, link in the description. Tons of stuff I have on the site. Let me actually show you that as well before I get out of here. Give me 1 second. It's still doing this split thing. It's really actually annoying. But just bear with me. I'll figure out why I did that. Just check out the left side here. I will have a Friday college football best bet. I told you guys I have you covered in that one. I have you covered. 1 big hockey play for tomorrow. Again, we have a small slate. And then I have a 5-pack of hoops, 4 pro, 1 college game. It's time to hop on something long-term. I'm not going to keep beating around the bush here with you guys. I've been putting my heart and soul into this. About to get in the green here on the year. Again, who's putting in 121 plays for you guys in the first 8 days of the year? If you're a parlay bettor, if you're a straight bettor, no matter what you type of style you have, plenty of stuff I give you guys. Again, Ohio State got it done for us tonight. That was an easy read. What I say about the Jazz, they got it done. Money line. I told you I'd take the Jets because I actually have balls. Okay, they didn't get it done. Not even worried about it. Miami gets it done. Yes, we got lucky there. Shout out to anybody that was on Ole Miss. I will admit they were probably correct. UT Martin, minus the 2.5. They've been a little cash cow. I can go on and on. The volume is massive. I'm a man of my word. That's all I got to say. Best of luck to everybody tomorrow. Peace.